guys. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream on GSD Nation. Today, we are going to be talking about, well, one topic is going to be the Israel.
We're just, hold on. We're not quite live. We're
on
Instagram.
Yeah, it'll start from the beginning. So,
Okay.
we're going to talk about the Israel and Hamas problem and the ceasefire that didn't really work out.
You mean Iran?
Yeah, that's what. Didn't I say that?
You said
Nice,
Hamas.
you said-
That's another one. They got issues going with
Oh,
a
my
bunch
bad.
of people.
It's hard
Yeah.
to know which is which.
Yeah, it's like Palestine, Hamas. Yeah, so many different names.
Right.
But we're going to talk about that. And then also, we're just going to talk about some news stories that are new. Couldn't talk about that. So,
And we'll take questions from the chat if people want to bring them in. We're going to be on. We won't be on too long today. We've got another commitment here this evening. So, all right. Well, where do you want to start, boys?
what?
Oh,
Alright.
sorry. I'll go first then.
Okay.
So here, I'll open up my stuff so I could get my news.
This is like a current event or a news
yes,
story?
it's a very, very current event. As
Let's hear it.
most people know, there's actually currently Israel and Iran. They have formed a peace treaty, effectively. Forget the name. It's a ceasefire, right? So they can't really attack each other.
Yeah.
Problem is they still launch missiles and stuff at each other. I don't know why. So that's big news.
Mhm.
Finally, there's peace over there, right? Also, even more big news, which is very, very interesting and kind of strange. Today, when Trump was being interviewed,
Yeah.
he said the F-bomb.
And why did he say the F-bomb?
He said the F-bomb because he was mad that Iran and
Israel broke the ceasefire.
Yeah. It didn't last very long.
No.
Right.
It happened like, what, a day ago? Or something like 2
Today.
days? Yeah, today. So it didn't even last like a full 24 hours.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? Do you think it'll stick? It'll come back? What do you think?
Well, based on right now, I don't know if it'll come back, that ceasefire. Because I mean, Iran, they need to calm down. And also Israel. They can't just because now, since they've been talking to them, they're like, I'm gonna break the ceasefire and go attack them. You don't want to attack. This is called a ceasefire. That means you don't attack each other in whatever the ceasefire is. So, or like the length of it. So yeah.
Well, what do you think? Do you think they'll come around on it? Do you think they're just trying to like finish up current operations and just had a misunderstanding and the ceasefire will actually come back into effect? What do you think?
I genuinely have no clue. I hope it'll come back into effect. It is kind of concerning that literally right after the ceasefire begins, it's suddenly broken. But
yeah,
I
got a couple of comments. So one guy's going bananas in the chat here.
What's he saying?
He wants to know about the Samson agreement with Israel. This is like I think you boys wouldn't be familiar with this, but I think it has to do with the use of nuclear weapons if there's an imminent threat against Israel. Not too familiar with it beyond what that basic definition. So if you got a more detailed question, that would be great.
In my research, I have seen that. Well, they didn't actually fully destroy Iran's nuclear stuff.
Yeah.
Like their nuclear stuff could be back. And it says here, less than a year.
There's mixed stories about like it was completely devastated. Some say it was not devastated at all.
Yeah.
They devastated like the main and known facilities. That's what I think, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Trump did say something. He said something where if Iran does not give up, and also they better do the ceasefire, right? But after that, then, if Iran does not give up their nuclear stuff within 60 days, he's going to do more
attacks.
Right?
Yeah.
Attacks? Like, what do you mean by attack?
Well, I don't know. Bombs. Yeah.
Yeah, bombs.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully it can get resolved. I mean, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I think there's a lot we probably like. It's a very complicated, nuanced matter that I don't think anybody's got all the answers, but hopefully they have good intel and they're going to get this resolved and hopefully settled. Not necessarily settled, but like at least where they're not killing each other pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's all done. Also, you don't really want a terrorist organization to be in the possession of nuclear weapons.
Yeah, yeah. I see. I think there's two. I think to be fair, there's a couple of arguments against this. Now, Iran actually is a pretty sophisticated country, pretty educated, and there's been rumors that they're enriching uranium and creating nuclear weapons for quite a while, like for 20, 30 years maybe. And so, some people are saying, well, is this another weapons of mass destruction like we had in Iraq, and we use that as kind of an excuse to go in? It was a pretty terrible thing that we did, using that excuse to go in and kind of like destroy a country and upset a regime and all of that. But with this one, it's interesting. I think they do have the tech to do it. There seems to be like credible sources that they are doing that uranium enrichment work. And the other is, I kind of appreciate the fact that I think Trump has said he's not intending on getting involved in any kind of regime change. Let the people take care of it. The people in the region, I think it's a pretty high percentage of the
8%.
people in Iran that don't like the current regime, because they are more, modern, educated thinkers that don't want these fundamentalist leaders in their country that have, these kind of like hatred doctrines in their belief system. And so hopefully there can be some kind of regime change that gets things back in order, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
what Trump mainly wants is just to neutralize them effectively in
Yeah.
their military power. Other than that, as you said, they can figure out who's in charge and stuff.
Yeah.
Granted, it would be nice if normal, good people are in charge instead of people who are evil, as I would say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and a couple things from the chat here. Some people are saying the ceasefire will, it will stick. Don't doubt it. And
Hopefully.
then also, somebody saying that if Trump is saying the F-bomb on TV about Netanyahu, then he's not happy. I think that in some ways that could show a good sign, because there's a lot of people that say we're under the thumb of Israel, and well, if he's frustrated and calling them out for not complying with the agreement that he thought they were under, well, that maybe shows that he's not as much under their thumb as we thought.
Honestly, it's hard to control a man like Trump, right?
Well, yes, impossible almost.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, I don't even think money could do it. He already has enough money, right?
That's not money. I think more he's interested in building the legacy, right?
Exactly. That's why I don't think people can
And I
do
think he
it.
wants peace as a part of the legacy. People can call him a narcissist, but I think Trump wants his reputation even as a narcissist to be somebody that like was a peace bringer. So anyway, I think time will tell. There's a lot of stuff still happening, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
definitely. Let's just hope it ends quickly.
Yes.
Right.
Agreed.
Any
All right,
questions from the chat?
No questions. But what else you got? You guys were doing a little bit of research on some current news stories.
Yeah. I heard this. I haven't really gone that deep into it, but I heard that the FBI plans to shift the agents from immigration enforcement to counterterrorism.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I
Probably because Iran, now they probably don't like us after we just bombed them, so maybe they'll try to sneak in here and maybe do some bad things, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
my
think
thought.
so? What you read is
Terrorists.
the FBI is shifting resources from immigration over to counterterrorism, and Will, you think that's because of the like Iranian threat potential?
Yes.
Yeah.
If they're willing to go that far. Which they might, but hopefully no.
Yeah. Hey, somebody asked what GSD stands for. Gentlemen,
Oh,
let them know.
you don't know?
Get done.
We say stuff. Get stuff done.
Get stuff done.
Or as Dad would say it, probably.
Get
Yeah.
S word done.
That's right.
Bam.
Get pooped.
We like to be productive. So part of being productive is getting stuff done. Be productive, be useful every day. You're going to feel good, be happy, and feel useful. So that's kind of part of our mantra.
I love it when I'm useful.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got? Okay. So any more about that story?
Not much. Honestly, well, it's hard to come up with a totally new thing from Israel.
Yeah.
We did actually. All right. I don't know No, we didn't have. Did we do a live stream about the other Israel stuff about the bombing? Like the first or the big bomb? Oh.
No, we haven't streamed since Saturday. This happened Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for people who have been living under a rock, what effectively happened is where the U.S. went over it with a bunch of bunker busters and like blew up like a bunch of nuclear facilities.
These bombs. Will, you were looking at the so Will is kind of like
gosh.
Will's kind of a weaponry freak. So the bombs are massive,
The
right?
bombs are like 25 feet.
1,000 pounds, 25 feet tall, and they embed and then they kind of explode downwards so that they make this massive indent into the earth. Hey, we got a couple questions, guys. How do you handle weirdos?
Oh, I just completely ignore them. They're freaks to me.
Okay. Well, we engage with some, right?
Yeah, but they don't really affect me.
Yeah.
Unless if like they send some strange things to you. But other than that, I don't.
Do you think we get a lot of weirdos?
Oh.
Go into our comment section. Then
What a
you'll
funny
see.
joke.
Yeah. Check out the comment section. Open profiles. Yeah, you'll find.
Bam.
But so we get a lot of negativity, and I think, how do you boys feel about that?
Not
mean, we just kind of rub it off. We don't even like look at the comments that much. First of all, we don't have Instagram, but there's also bad comments on YouTube.
Mhm.
But still, I mean, like we don't really check it because, like, checking these things will just bring down your excitement to keep it going and all that. So then, like, that's one reason that you don't want to check them.
Remember, we were looking at comments. Like, we look at them together and we'll answer some together, and then we were looking at comments a lot, and then we realized it was kind of like it was not a very good use of time. But it is fun to engage with people who are there in good faith. I will say, like, it's fun to engage with people who are in there and trying to engage in good faith. We appreciate there's people that support us in there. That's awesome. And there's people that, stir things up and bring up some good points. But there's a lot of just like pure, like, ad hominem, like, you guys are dumb idiots, like, all that just like, it's not productive. If you have an
They
issue,
probably just live in their mother's basement while eating chocolate chip cookies, and then if we probably
sounds
met,
not bad.
and then when we met them in person, they would probably be like, "Oh, so glad to meet you," like they would never say that, like, to a person, and they only do it online. These people, because like there's a screen in front of them, and you don't know their real identity. So like, basically, they can do almost anything they want on the internet. So, like, they can say whatever they want and do all that.
Yeah. Do you think they're happy people?
No.
Yeah.
If they just go into people and just, like, say, like, you're a dumb idiot moron who doesn't have a life. Well, how about you start a YouTube channel and see?
Yeah.
So,
there's this famous quote, I think it was Teddy Roosevelt, about the man in the arena. Have you guys seen that quote? That it basically says that you think of it like the gladiator in the arena. It's easy to criticize, or you can think about a football player, like a quarterback. It's easy to criticize the quarterback in the game, right? When you're sitting on your couch at home eating chips. But when you're doing nothing, but if you're actually trying to do something, it's different, and it's easy to criticize, not as easy to do. So a couple things that came in was, let's see here.
Questions?
No, not questions, maybe more comments. Somebody had mentioned that a lot of Iranian people are celebrating, and I think, what I have seen is that is largely true. And I've had the opportunity to meet with some different roundtable groups around this topic, and it does seem that there's a huge contingent of the country that is happy about this, and they want regime change. So this
like you did see, Reeve also shows these stats, right? The 80-20%, 80% does not like who's currently in charge.
Right.
So that makes sense.
It's something like 80%. It's a huge number. Yeah. Well, when you think about our country, we're kind of like usually 50 to 55, 45 to 50. Yeah. It's like 80% is a lot that don't like the current regime. So
yeah,
hopefully this will get that remedied. And then let's see, other comments. Yeah, just like weirdos online can be hazardous for your health. So I think we try to take it in stride. We got a good strong family, so we don't take that too serious. We try to just speak what we think is true. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Any other news stories that you wanted to share that you found?
Me, no.
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 Okay. What about any recent posts we put out?
We actually put out
Uh,
a few recent posts lately.
Yeah.
I think one of them was the well, Max did the thing with Iran about
And also-
Trump might have started and ended the war at the exact same time, right? Which is honestly kind of funny.
Yeah, we put out. It's fun. It is kind. It's kind of funny. We had one post that actually got a lot of attention. It was from one of these live sessions where Max said, "Well, if Trump goes into war, well, he's going to disappoint us because we voted for him largely because we wanted a peace through strength methodology or ideology and not war." And then literally the next day after we posted that, we bombed Fordo and Iran. So a lot of people had things to say about that. But I think there's a difference between like an active war and a precision strike. And that's what this is. It may have actually started and ended the war.
Yes.
Potentially. But we'll see. I think we need a little bit more time to unpack all that. We posted another thing about like Israel's sticky situation when they've got basically, they're surrounded by people that hate them or countries that hate them.
Yes.
And it's a tough situation. Everybody says, well, they're being, oppressive and violent. And well, like the question is, if they just say, okay, we're not going to do anything more, we're just going to lay down all our weapons. Well, what happens? Well, they'll get eradicated almost certainly.
Yeah.
So and if you do the opposite, where Hamas and these and Iran lay down all their weapons, I don't know that you'd see them eradicated. So, let me see here. Anything else, guys, that you had? I got a couple of comments I'm just going to read here.
The 4th of July is coming up.
Yeah. What about it?
Well,
Yeah.
it's going to be very fun this year because, well, it's 4th of July, right? What do
Yeah.
you expect? Also, typically, we're with our grandparents on the 4th of July. And, man, is that fun.
Yeah, we have a blast.
I remember last year I had a whole jug of root beer.
And mud pie.
Oh my gosh.
Weren't you? Yeah, you were on sugar high.
And then
You
I
don't
drank
like
like
mud
3
pie, right?
Sprites. Oh,
Mud
that
pie
was
is
the day.
mud pie is like an Oreo crust with vanilla ice cream and then like chocolate and caramel drizzle on top.
That's right. So grandma, so explain it. So every 4th of July, grandma, my mother, makes this special dessert called mud pie.
Yes. I don't actually know if she found it like online or if it's her own recipe or whatever, but
I think she kind of tweaked it over the years, but it's essentially like, yeah, Oreo crust, ice cream, fudge ice cream, caramel. Yeah, anyway, it's real, calorie neutral and
yeah,
not so much, but
sure,
it's definitely tasty. And so we'll have some of that. We'll probably do some fireworks. We'll do a lot of things. It'll be fun week. So we're going to probably be not offline, but we're going to be not as active over the next couple of weeks because we're going to try to enjoy the holidays with some family.
Yep. Oh, and then can I say the
somebody
date?
else here said yes in moderation. And somebody else said, Max, this is not maha. the mud pie is not maha. Well, in moderation, right?
Or a whole jug of root beer.
I mean, hey, it's the 4th of July. That's the weekend to enjoy yourself. It's when we had independence. So just enjoy that day. Have a good time. Drink a few broskies with the bros, and then
Well,
yeah,
you, not
yeah,
us.
you,
Let me
not
make that
us,
clear.
not us. But
we do like sometimes playing this thing called darties with like Sprite and stuff.
Yeah, we do
well,
darties
and then they
with
do
like
beer or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then we throw a dart at a can, and if it like hits the top, you have to chug the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like a drinking game, but you guys play it with
our cousins.
Soda.
Yeah. We used to just soda.
It's great.
I normally finish after 3.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how about this? Any final questions come in? We'll take them. Otherwise, we'll wrap up.
So I just want to say something really quick. So for the fantasy football, because for anyone who's watching, we are gonna do the draft on July 13th. That is a Sunday. So just be aware of that time. If anyone has trouble with that, just direct message us, and we'll try to fix it up. So.
Max, somebody pinged me and said that the draft you put out the draft day, right?
July 13th at hold up. Yeah, I'm gonna change the time. But
yeah. Somebody said it's at 3 a.m. That's pretty aggressive.
yeah, hold up.
So you can change that. So people know that you'll change it. They'll get a notification. And Max, you can send messages to the group that is in the fantasy league with you, right?
Yes.
And let them just give them a heads up and a reminder of when the draft day is. But right now it's set for July 13th. If right now we're fully subscribed on the fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right, Max?
Yeah.
You don't have to change it right now, buddy. You can change
I know.
it
I'm
after
just like, because I just realized it was at 12 a.m. at night, so that's in the middle of night.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're all gonna be awake by like 11.
yeah, I'm
30
gonna
to get ready
I'm
for
gonna do
this.
it at 9 a.m. So just keep that July 13th at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Mountain Time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mountain time.
So this will be fun because we've got a number of people from our Instagram community that are going to participate in the fantasy league. If others are interested, so we've got one. What do you call it? One league already set up, Max, and we could potentially set up another one if people are interested. They can reach out.
Anyone who's interested, I got you covered.
Yeah, I think we would entertain that if we had enough interest.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Any comments?
Max,
Questions.
somebody asked about your contact lenses. Last time we did the live, you had contact lenses and no glasses.
Yes. So it is hard with contacts, even though I have been doing them. Don't worry. It's just because
It's like in every other
it gets
day
like
thing.
it gets like sometimes because there's wind and it gets dust into it, so then it makes your eye red. So I've been taking a break from it because when we were in a certain place, it was very windy and my eyes got very red and very irritated.
Okay. But you are going to be wearing them more often, so
Yeah.
that's
So your
cool.
glasses
Probably
are kind
tomorrow.
of like goggles and like
Yeah.
protective lenses.
All right. Well, and I think we got some fun posts coming up. We also did some.
Yes.
We'll be posting the longer form stuff on YouTube, but we did a couple of. We actually watched a couple of debates and to kind of learn tactics and strategies, and so we kind of reacted through that. So if people want to check that out, we'll get those posted in the next couple of days. But otherwise, yeah, I think we can wrap it up. We are actually going to record a podcast tonight with a really cool guest. So that will be
right after this.
Yeah,
so.
that'll be coming up probably mid-July. I think we're gonna have a podcast this week that goes out. That's going to be about blockchain and crypto. We had a gentleman on that kind of.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Yeah, Will, you like that one?
Go deep on it.
I
Will,
seriously
God.
like this. I seriously suggest to look at this.
Yeah.
Like it is such a cool podcast. You could even show it to your kids or whatever because we
It goes about
simplify it down
Bitcoin.
to simple terms. And also if like you're older and like you want to learn more about it also. It's honestly very good podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so crypto coming this week, and then I think we're going to skip the week of the 4th of July, and then we'll be back on with our normal podcast cadence. Anyway, let's wrap it up. And somebody asked if we're going to watch UFC. Maybe. I got to look at who's competing. I enjoy UFC. You guys like UFC?
No.
Is that a boxing?
That's the Ultimate Fighting.
Wait, when is it?
Yeah, mixed martial arts and stuff.
When is it?
I don't know, but we'll take
if
a look.
it's anywhere like near the 4th of July, I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, we might be just chilling anyway. It could be a good time to watch. So
Anyway.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, we'll have to check this out. I see I recognize some of these names this Saturday. So
okay, well.
Okay. Anyway,
Hasta la vista, fellas.
Y'all take it easy. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you
Much
for tuning
appreciated.
in, subscribe, like.
Have a blessed 4th of July if we don't talk to you.
Yeah, follow, plus.
If we don't talk to you.
Goodbye.
All right.
And